Hi, everyone. Welcome back from a beautiful weekend. It's John. I'm here with Kaiser, and this is the Kaiser Report. Welcome back. Happy Monday. It's been a happy weekend. If you looked at all the sailors' faces yesterday behind our president, which was celebrating the 250th anniversary of our Navy. God bless all of the sailors at sea and on land everywhere because they deserve it. They're out there in a new military right now, a military back as it was designed to be by our founding fathers. Not a woke establishment for everything that bothers everyone. So, happy anniversary, U.S. Navy. I think our president and the first lady were kind of thrilled being aboard a ship to watch planes land on an aircraft carrier. And as he said, the naval aviator are one of the best or are the best pilots ever. Thank you very much, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief of these beautiful armed forces that protect us every day and protect us while we sleep. Well, it's been an interesting weekend. There's been no budges on anybody on the Democratic side of the aisle or attempts to try to sift through the mess that they have made with this shutdown. But the really interesting part about the shutdown is the stock market is going gangbusters. Everyone is out shopping. Everyone has a smile on their face, and no one is living in fear. And fear is the main ammunition of the Democratic side to make us all scared that everything is going to collapse if they don't get their way and they don't get their $1.5 trillion to spend on crap like we saw happen with the giving money to the Ukraine. You'll see that here a little later in Stupid Town for the Paris fashion show, which was mind-boggling at best when you stop and think about it. And you'll see that here. We put it in Stupid Town today for a reason. Because the stupidity in the expenditure of our tax dollars by the Democrats and the Republican side. It's not just one side. The waste and fraud that has taken place with our tax dollars is now being looked at and now being thought about making a balanced budget one more time. We haven't had that since Clinton, and we need it now more than ever. We cannot support these harebrained ideas that take place, such as fashion shows where men run around in dresses and so on and so on. I'm not going to get any deeper into it than that. You'll see a little bit of it here in Stupid Town later. But it's really interesting that there is no fear in mainstream America. And fear is what they rely on to keep us all in line, their propaganda lines that are aided and abetted by mainstream media such as MSNBC, NBC, CBS, and ABC. You hear this continually. And if you're locked into these for your only source of news, you're going to have a pretty hard time understanding what is real and what is coming directly from Fantasyland. And it's almost crazy when you think about it, but we have a lot of crazies that are in and around this country doing damage, more and more damage every day when you stop and think about these peaceful protests that we see every day in Oakland or out in Oregon and let's see, Chicago, New York, you name it. If it's a blue sanctuary city, they don't want ICE in there. They don't want their votes removed and sent back to their country of origin. That's the plain and simple truth. We tell you that here all the time. It is very obvious now why we let that many illegals unvetted into our beautiful country here. It's all for the vote. The Democratic DNC decided that they were losing some of the black and Hispanic votes, so they thought they would bring in their own voting population, put them in cities where they could redistrict, and make sure that they stayed in control of these cities, and in some cases, failing cities. New York is struggling right now. Chicago residents have had it up to their eyeballs with what's going on. But it still continues. And what does the mayor of Chicago do? He tells the police department to stand down when ICE is being blocked in by 10 cars, rammed by a woman who ended up being shot, by the way. But the police radio call said, "Get out of there, don't get involved." That's what the law is doing to help our federal agents that are just doing their job in the city of Chicago. When you have a governor that comes out and says it's all propaganda coming from the feds, it's not really happening, we see it on film. They have it on film of this woman ramming the federal car that was out to issue warrants or act on warrants, and you would think that the local police would have given a hand there rather than just watch, but they're not allowed to. And that's happening out in California. That's happening in New York in some cases, where NYPD is not allowed to do the job that they used to be able to do with abandon. But now we have politicians running the police department. That's a recipe right there for disaster. And a mayor that is just not listening to his constituents in Chicago, and a governor that stands behind him saying it's all propaganda, don't worry, we don't need anything, everything's peaceful. And then you go out to Oregon and you look at the smoke bombs and tear gas bombs that are going off outside of people's apartments that have to breathe that. It's coming in through their HVAC systems. Whether you believe it or not, these people, the residents there in these apartment buildings in that 4-block radius, are being held hostage by Antifa. And Antifa, by all rights, should be arrested on sight if they're carrying Antifa signs or have Antifa lettering on their clothing. But they've smartened up a little bit, and they know that they don't carry cards to prove they're Antifa, so they just dress in black and cover their faces and do whatever they feel like doing, and the police could care less. But our federal agents are not going to put up with it very much longer, nor is our president. Like it or not, there will be probably military put in the streets to clean this thing up, or more federal agents sent out there to do their own work. If the cities won't do it, Donald Trump said the federal government will. And I, for one, applaud the fact that we're cleaning up some of the bad behavior that has been allowed for the last 10 years to take place in burning cities, burning cars, terrorizing neighborhoods under the guise of whatever, Palestinian freedom, anti-ICE, save the immigrants, or you name it, they have an excuse for everything. It's unlawful what they're doing. They need to be shown the consequences of their bad behavior. Let's just take a small visit here to Pritzker and what's going on in Chicago.
These are evil people. These are sick, evil people.
DHS says that CBP officers shot and wounded a woman in Chicago yesterday after, they say, she allegedly rammed a law enforcement vehicle, and agents were boxed in by multiple cars. The spokesperson for DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, accused Chicago police of leaving the scene and refusing to assist agents in securing the area. What do you know about this incident? Were federal agents boxed in and assaulted?
Well, we don't have a lot of facts.
Is that so?
Look at it this way. It can't possibly get any worse.
Gets worse.
Is live with new reporting for us this hour. Christina.
Hi, John. Multiple federal and Chicago law enforcement sources tell Fox News that Chicago police officers were instructed on their dispatch system with this message by their chief of patrol to not respond to the ramming incident involving federal agents outside Chicago yesterday morning. We reached out to Chicago PD for a response to this. We are waiting to hear back.
For 999, Chief of Patrol said all units clear out from there. We're not sending anybody over to that location.
62, we're going to clear out as soon as we can, Spot. We're like locked in over here, so we're going to do the best we can to get out of here as soon as we can.
Think about that.
So here it's really hard to know exactly what the facts are, and they won't let us access the facts. They are just putting out their propaganda, and then we've got to later determine what actually happened. So they are just putting out their
propaganda.
Propaganda. Propaganda. Propaganda.
We're gonna go down there, right?
There's a gas explosion, kid.
Well, the gas is a sewer.
No one goes in there till we know what's down there.
We know what's down there, sir. The police commissioner.
Someone get this hothead out of here.
This has to come to an end. The lawlessness has to come to an end, and the city police departments need to be allowed to do the job that they swore in to do, unhampered by a politician in any way, shape, or form. Politician is just another word for liar anymore. And it's myself, I am fed up with it. And I hope that you all are too. So let people know what's going on. We have a whole group right now of crazies that are out there with the weirdest ideas and the weirdest TikToks and things of that nature. It's the eyes tell it all. When you look at the eyes of these people, you know that the lights are on, but no one's home. And it's unbelievable. I want you to just take a look at the crazy eyes right here.
You will not be silenced.
Septum ring piercing theory. Now what?
We reject fear, noise, and chaos.
Now what? What next? What's your next move? Checkmate.
It's smart. It's collective. And once people wake up, they can't control the silence.
It's the septum ring theory. It's the septum ring. Bitch, you couldn't pull off a septum ring if you were a f***ing cow.
It is a very sad day in America when you are planning you and your family's exit strategy, and that is what we are doing, and I encourage you to do it too. Even if you don't think you need to be prepared. You need to have your passports for you, for your spouse, for your kids. You just need to have it. There's evidence that they are trying to make a law to where we can't even get passports, so you need to do it now. I never thought we would be here, and it makes me sad to have that plan, but what are we left to do?
I am a 58-year-old adult human female. I am formally making my proclamation, exclamation, right now to you. I will no longer be associating with any white males of any kind. It does not matter if liberal or conservative. It does not matter what color hair or eyes. As long as the skin is white and it is a male, I will not be associating with it anymore.
That is just indescribable. What people, the mental illness that exists and the means to spread mental illness using TikTok or other reels that exist, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, X, whatever. They have a platform to stand on with their crazy eyes and tell you that everything that they do is perfectly okay. And what we think and do is all wrong. And if you support Trump, then you're in trouble because we're coming to get you. Look at us shake in fear of what they could do to us. What they're going to do is get themselves hurt at some point or dead as a result of their idiocy, and they're carrying on over things that they cannot change other than being normal and vote in or vote out the people you don't like. If you lose, you lose. There are winners in this world and there are losers in this world. Some get their way. Look at what we had to put up with for 4 years. Did we go out in the street and burn a taxi cab or burn a car or a building or shoot somebody? No. We put up with 4 years of Biden-Harris's sham of a government. And did so, we winced once in a while about what was taking place. But there were no out-and-out riots over it, as we see almost every day now. Something needs to be done. These people need to suffer consequences. And when that happens, we'll see a little bit of a tamping down of some of the rhetoric and nonsense that's going on in our streets, our schools, our churches now. They don't want us going back to God. They want us to live in a godless world where everything that you can think of is going to be accepted and become mainstream. We have laws in this country that have been shoved aside in some cases, but the law of God can no longer be shoved aside or scorned or put in a drawer, because God is back in this country right now, bigger and better than he ever was. And pray every day that these people will come to their senses and know that God and act as God intended them to act, with the powers of reasoning that they were endowed with. But that'll take us to what does it all mean today, and we'll take a look right there.
It's a disgusting video. Bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people.
Well, I don't know that that's all it means, but I think we're going to get a lot more before this week is out, and I'm looking forward to it. And that'll take us for that exit, that beautiful exit into Stupid Town, where we can see the finest of the mentally ill in the United States of America and around the world.
While you're at it, not we, but the people who vote for this, I've voted against all of this, but the members of the Senate who voted for this spent several $100,000 sending designers in Ukraine to the fashion show in Paris. It goes on and on.
Today, for the first time, I dressed fully feminine in public, in the broad light of day. It was to a luncheon at my work with the board of directors of the theater company I work for. I wore my lemon dress and my keffiyeh.
That cracks me up.
And it, in the grand scheme of things, might seem like a small victory, but you gotta let yourself celebrate your small victories. 'Cause there's a lot of times when those big ones feel really few and far between. And right now, for me, every little victory I get is one more step that I have taken towards being fully myself, towards not hiding who I am any longer. And that feels like something to celebrate to me.
I haven't heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Senator, that's literally every member of your party.
Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day?
That was your visit to Stupid Town today. It's a beautiful Monday here in East Tennessee. We got out this past weekend over to the dam at Holston River and had a wonderful picnic. Kaiser enjoyed being out there and romping around. He took a hike with Mama all around the weir there while it was generating power. It was awesome. We do have a short up here on our channels, and you can take a look at that. I believe we posted it on the main channel as well. So if you haven't seen that, go take a look. It's very calming and relaxing, and that's what we need in this country today. More calm, more thinking, and more relaxing, and then everyone will enjoy life as it's meant to be enjoyed here, and the freedom of being a citizen of these United States. Do not fear the people that are being rounded up, that are here illegally with bad intent. And yes, there are some innocent people that will be affected by these raids if they are in and hanging around people that are invested in drugs, invested in bad behavior or theft, and then they will be rounded up with the bad guys. That is a problem that you cannot control. If you want to hang out, as my father told me for years, birds of a feather flock together. Be careful who your friends are, and if you're worried about being caught up in a deportation, don't hang out with people that you know are here illegally with bad intent, and then you're not affected. It's ongoing, and it will be ongoing for a while, as will this government shutdown until they come to their senses. It's not affecting us, folks. Not like the Democrats thought it would. And their cry in the wilderness over people dying and losing their Medicaid has all been proven out over the weekend shows, one after another, that it is a lie. That is not what is taking place. That is not what's being cut. But now we have a chance. As Elon Musk pointed out, he laid off 80% of his organization at Twitter, and it hurt nothing. Maybe it's time for us to thin out all of the no-shows, all of the people that are employed by this government to do nothing or have benefited in some fashion wrongly from their jobs in this government. We have given the key to do that to this administration right now. Thank you to the Democrats for doing that. And we'll see just how far we get before they come to their senses and say, wow, did we make a mistake? Chuckles the clown, you really messed up this go-round. So with that, we're going to say have a great Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow, Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, for another broadcast. But until then, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for more laughs, a visit to Stupid Town, and a satirical look at some of the idiocy that we put up with every day. Bye-bye now. God bless you all. See you soon.